Okay, so another quick little video here on a free resource that I use for property research. I use it certainly daily, if not multiple times per day, and that's SQM Research, which you'll find sqmresearch.com.au. Within the property area, I guess these guys are most well known for their work on vacancy rates. They do a lot of work on sort of equities research and managed funds and stuff like that. But certainly for this video, we're interested in property, so we'll stick to that. As I said, they're mostly known for their vacancy rates, but if you use this website, you find out you can get access to a lot of other free information, and it's very helpful. So just to start navigating, we click vacancy rates over here. It always defaults to postcode 2000, which is downtown Sydney. For this video, I'm happy to keep it as that. The first thing you'll notice is a sort of, I guess, a 15-year graph there. And what that's showing us is the vacancies and then the implied vacancy rate across that period. All right, so it's very much a high-level graph there, and that's for all property types. All right, what you can do with this graph now, and they've had a major revamp in the website in recent times, probably about the last sort of 3 to 4 weeks, I think. And the usability is greatly enhanced. You can get a lot more information now. And one of the cool things, well, I think is pretty cool, that you can do is you can just sort of highlight the area, just left click the graph here and just go across for the bit that you need, and that's going to reset the graph, right? So if you don't want to look at 15 years, just go into that. If you decide you don't want to look at the vacancies, but you just want to look at the vacancy rates, just unclick that. And then you're off to the races. So you can sort of, it's a lot cleaner, right? You reset that and you go back to the original graph. If you want to change postcode, that little box there will get you on your way. You can also look at vacancies by region and city, right? So that's at a higher level, and that's an interesting thing to look at as well. For this, we'll just stick to the suburb. Probably one of the other things I sort of look at, I look at all of it, but the implied gross rental yield. Right? If we're talking about postcode 2000, to be honest, we're probably mostly talking about units and not houses so much. It's definitely the CBD. So what I can do again, I sort of unclick a few things, and then I'm just getting an idea about what the implied rental yield there for the 2-bedroom units is. It's looking from all the way back from 2010. If I decide just to look at, from January 16, for example, just highlight that. And then I've got a really good idea about how it has behaved, within that time frame. You just hover over it, you can get all the raw data underneath, and that level of granularity is really helpful, for people like myself when we're trying to research a market to get a little bit more information on it. If you click onto asking rent, it's a similar sort of thing. Again, you might just be, in this case, interested in all units. You unclick the rest of the stuff, and you can sort of see over time that rents have sort of gone up to about $830 now. If you go all the way back there, then $690, but it's been a little bit chop and change, I guess. So that's some interesting information as well. And then one of the other things that is critical to look at is stock on market. Alrighty. Now, stock on market, this one we're looking at total, right? So what we can do to start with is to switch it to houses and units. As I said, there's not many houses in this area, so really all the sort of information we're looking at is going to just be units in this case, right? But if we did just want to look at houses to see how many, not many at all. Okay, so we'll flip back to that one, to both, sorry. We come back to there and we get our aggregate view. Now, this is really important. When we're looking at stock on market, and it's it's just one measurement, but it's one that I pay a lot of give a lot of importance to. By using information here at SQM, we can actually look at it and see over time what is how many are under 30 days, 30 to 60, and what we can also do is if we just want to isolate it for again, just look at the sort of what we might call distressed listings. We can sort of see that anything that's over sort of 6 months, 180 days, looks like it's peaked in May 19 and it's come down a little bit. So you could say that's one sort of good sign for this area. It's still too high for my liking, but at least using this information, we can get a good idea about where it is. If we then decide to look at more recent, right, under 30 days, that could be sort of a sign of people coming to market. and you can sort of get an idea about where that sits in context. And again, to get a total, we just go back there and we can sort of see quite a steep incline there in listings, and then it's dropped back down again. So look, SQM provides some awesome information here. You can click in here to get some more sort of backup information. There are some paid reports and stuff that you can certainly access, and in fact I'd advise getting onto their mailing list as well. I think from memory it comes out every Monday, and that's some really good information as well. So look, that's the property side of the information, or the free property side at SQM Research. I hope that helps.